phone call, and I was still fucking about living that road life, whatever. And I turned up at the hospital, and she had like bare tubes in her face. She like had no energy. She had black circles under her eyes, and she reached out and smiled, and I was like well ashamed. Like I hadn't been there sooner, that I hadn't like been there when the situation happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was that moment. It was that moment that I just like literally pulled my finger out.
I think the kids can either make you or break you, and it sometimes does take something serious like that to open your eyes to what's actually worth life and what's not.
Do you know what it was? I just didn't appreciate the job at hand.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what the job was at hand, and then when the second something like that happened, and I realised that this little girl didn't care where I was, what money I had. Like nothing, none of that made any difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so then it becomes like what you prioritise. So then my priorities just shift. I spent the first 5-6 years of that broke as fuck. Like stepping out of that life straight away, I was broke.
For something you have never admitted out loud. Afternoon, everyone.
Maybe rephrase that question.
That's the question that was in my inbox. Have you ever cried for something you have never admitted out loud? Have you ever cried silently, or something that you cry about and you wouldn't tell anybody?
Nah. I'm too open. I don't see it. I don't see it as anything weak. It's like I tell people on TikTok openly that I still fucking have nightmares and piss about. You get what I mean? So there's not much that I won't fucking tell people. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what was your biggest trauma from childhood that shaped you to going on the road and becoming the person you are?
the catalyst would have been the abuse. The turning point would have been the charges.
The abuse from...
Just childhood abuse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a massive effect. It definitely helped decipher how I made my next decisions.
The echo's bad. Let me swipe the whole app off and come back, yeah?
All right,
You stay there.
Yeah. I can't hear no echo there.
No? Right. What is your biggest regret from your Roadman days?
A lot of the innocent people that I took stuff off, the people that I robbed that didn't deserve it, people that I like without just that type of stuff. I look back a lot. And I see people now and the way that I treated them, and I utilised the fact that I was bigger than most people. So I'd always like for example, I walked into these were nice kids. They were all right, but I couldn't get my hands on any broccoli. Yeah. And I walked into the house and I tried to buy it, and they looked at me and they judged me, and they was like, "Oh, we don't serve people like you," and blah blah blah. So then I took everything, and then now they walk past and they won't say hello, they won't look, and I understand why. Do you know what I mean? But it's one of them things that now that I'm a different type of person, now when I walk past them, I'm very much like, "Oh fucking hell, I did that."
Right, guys, I can't do anything about the echo, but when Roadman's talking, I'll mute so he can talk, see if it goes. What's one thing that you're still scared to talk about? Probably
a lot. I don't know. There's not much that I'm afraid to talk about. I don't like talking about the incidents when I was probably at my most vulnerable. just because they're not very good feelings. It's not like a good headspace to be in, because all of those times that I went through them, I was lonely as a kid, and I don't know, man. There was just nobody there lifting. There was nobody there helping. There was nobody there cheerleading. So, like, when I go back to him, I feel like it's somewhat pointless, because it's going back to a place where I don't know. I've already kind of fixed it now, but when I relive it and I talk about it, I suppose it's the same as anybody who went through any traumatic situation. By going over it, you sort of relive the story in your head and stuff like that. But I think that's about it. I don't necessarily navigate through life like that. So when I go back to him, I feel like it's somewhat pointless, because it's going back to a place where I don't know. I've already kind of fixed it now, but when I relive it and I talk about it, I suppose it's the same as anybody who went through any traumatic situation. By going over it, you sort of relive the story in your head and stuff like that. But I think that's about it. I don't necessarily navigate through life like that. So,
Do you ever wish there was somebody there when you was younger to help you? You know, like you said that there was nobody there to take you out of the situation or your trauma when you used to call out for people or hoping somebody would come. Do you still think like that? Were you always on fight or flight
yeah,
when you was younger?
I pined for my real family.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm very grateful for everything my stepfather did for me. I am grateful for that, but I used to remember asking myself, like, I think it's what makes me the dad I am today, is because I remember sitting there and thinking, like, why were they enough and why was I not enough? Why did they stay and why did I have to go? Why couldn't I come? Those kind of questions and stuff like that. But like I say, I think that they never got solved either, because he died when I was young. So that one's kind of like, I think I got to live with that one. I think that
Yeah,
was
do you
just
not feel like you got closure from that?
Nah, and I don't think I ever will, because like a therapist can tell me so much, and like people you can talk to, they can give you ideas and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like, I still, as a big ass grown man, as big as I am, sit there sometimes on the front of my house with a cig and like look up and start asking questions and answer and stuff like that. But again, it's just kind of, I always got taught, man. I always got taught to turn pain into power, and that's what I do. I just make sure that whenever my girls shout my name, I respond as quick as possible. Like,
I
and just
think
be
that
there.
that's shaped you to the person you are now, and like you said, that like I think you strive to become a better dad and a present dad, because yours wasn't there as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. My biggest flex has always been the fact that I'm the father that I needed when I was younger.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, my kids know, like, like it's almost comical if you ask my eldest daughter and say to my oldest daughter, like, what would happen if somebody did X, Y, Z? Yeah. And my daughter will give you that almost psychotic laugh. Like, she just knows, and she's like, I'm the nicest guy in the world. Like, I will walk past it, I'll hold you and shopping and all this. But for my babies,
Do you
yeah, I'll
think
put.
your girls have you wrapped around the little finger?
Well, yeah, man. My girls talk to me like for instance, 2 weeks ago, my eldest was in my face, like a fucking fully grown man telling me about she was going to happened. Like, but a lot of people go, oh, I wouldn't have that disrespect. And the difference is it's like, I'm so happy that she's not frightened and to not feel that she can do that. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, it was punishment. She was grounded. She lost her phone and da da da. I'm not a melt. Do you know what I mean? Like, she ain't just gonna walk away with it and get away with it like that. It's
Yeah.
I do love the fact that she ain't scared to do that.
I think that's the biggest strength that you can give your girls as well, though. Do you know what I mean? Teach them how to survive in this day and age, I think, is the biggest strength that you can give your children, especially girls, especially the life that we're living right now. It's a scary world out there.
Yeah, facts. But I'm happy with that. I know my eldest knows, man. She's been put in MMA training. She has a therapist at her disposal if she needs it, just in case we can't get it. Do you know what I mean? Just in case we don't know what it is or whatever. I think it's more to do with when you get to this teenage age. Just make sure you provide them with the right tools to be able to do so.
100%. Do you as well think that nowadays we're smothering our kids too much and we're not making them streetwise? Because I feel like kids need to be a bit streetwise for when we tell them to go out in the big bad world on their own.
I think sometimes people maybe focus on that a little bit too much. Like I think sometimes you have to look at it from a bigger picture. Like my daughter, for example, she doesn't have that internal issues that affect her in that manner, so she still goes out. And she still goes and chills with her friends and stuff like that. And those natural situations, like there's no need for me to throw a dead in the centre of Manchester for the same upbringing I had. Do you get what I'm saying? But she goes out and she has this sort of social circle, and it's frustrating. She comes back and she's beefing, she's crashing out, as she says, and all this, that, and the other. And shit goes on, and kids do learn it. I think you have to take a look more at the things closer to home, as like, for example, does your kid want to go out? And if your kid doesn't want to go out and they're not going out because they don't have the confidence, then build that. I think sometimes we focus on the streetwise stuff more so that, like, if you put it, here's a great example. If you was to put a cat in the middle of a jungle, in just its first instant, boom, like that, and the cat don't want to be in the jungle, the cat ain't going to survive the jungle, where if it's a natural format, I think that's why when you say to them kids, like, go out, make some friends, the second you start to put some emphasis on what they are supposed to be doing outside, that then sort of makes the situation 10 times more difficult. It makes it a lot more harder for them to navigate, and it's a whole additional level of pressure. I have no doubt that with my middle one, I'm going to face them because she's a little bit more socially anxious. But again, it's just down to me to provide the right environment to slowly. It's the same as walking. It's them comfortable, slow steps to begin with, and then you can start running. Do you know what I mean? And I think as long as you approach any of it with those small steps in the beginning, then you can create some great sprinters.
100%. Sorry, I'm muting because there's an echo when I'm talking.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I understand what's going on.
Do you think you've truly forgiven yourself for your past?
Oh no, and I never will. Look, like, I think we start to step into dangerous areas when you forgive yourself for everything too much. Like, a lot of those people see what I do on TikTok and stuff like that, and the stuff that I do on TikTok is very much me rebalancing out the karma scales for the shit that I did do. I don't believe that there's necessarily. It doesn't matter whether you believe in the universe or whether you believe in a creator. Someday you're gonna have to face something, and when you face that something, as long as your scales ain't too off, I think you'll be all right.
Are you a religious guy?
I used to be. I'm not so much no more.
What did you grow up believing? Like,
I grew up in an atheist household.
Oh, did you?
I became Muslim in jail.
Oh, so you are Muslim, aren't you? I thought you were.
So Navi rang me the other week and was like, yo, why is Top Girl saying you're Muslim? And I'm like, bro, I'm Muslim. I'm like, but I don't talk about it as much and I don't promote it as much because I really feel like a shit Muslim. I've not prayed in 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But everyone's in their own path in life. You can't judge another person's religious attributes to somebody else. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't. Like I say, I don't judge nobody else's, but at the same time, it's just not something that I necessarily. It's not something like, for instance, I see Scotty talking about it with Biggs and all that, this, that, and the other. I'm never going to. What I will never do is I will never monetize off the back of a religion. You will never use me. You'll never catch me using the fact that I'm a Muslim to gain Muslim followers. Like
Yeah.
it just so happens that I have a large majority. Well, I looked at my statistics and I've got something like 33% Pakistani, Indian, Sikh, like that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
area. So I think just generally dealing with the racism as a whole, I've naturally put myself in that community anyway. And I have a lot of people who will come and speak to me and stuff. And again, due to sort of time, I was always educating myself off other Muslims at the time when I was, yeah. And
Yeah.
right now, my life is so busy that I have Muslim friends, but I don't have nobody around me where I can just be like, yo, blah blah blah. I still try and read the surahs and stuff like that. I was reading Surah 19 last week about Jesus's first miracle. And I still try my best, you know what I mean? But I'm not I'm very much like even that I always get that uncomfortable with that because I know how to greet somebody, but I don't even know how to respond. Like and I always like I know how to enter a room and be like, oh, assalamu alaikum, my brother, or whatever, and all that. And then, like, I know it's like, salaikum salam.
Guys, it's not that.
No, I know.
Ignore him.
It's something like that.
But that's not even like in Islam, like that's more Arabic, like it's just saying hello and stuff. I think it's more a respect kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I
everyone's
know. But
journey in
as a
religion is
person,
different.
even down to that sort of perspective, though, it's like people say it to me and I'll duck out, bro.
I'm like,
I
seeing
duck out
Ramadan,
and I'm
brother.
just like the thing is with it is I always had like I had different periods of time in my life where I had people around me and people were putting me in the right direction and stuff like that. But it's not so much like that no more. I'm so busy with the girls, I'm so busy with working and shit like that. And again, that's why I say it with chest, I'm shit because I'm not making time. You understand? But yeah, listen, anybody that's fucking on here that's willing to fucking take the time to work with me and all that, I'm more than willing, but you just have to work around a fucking stupid, ridiculous schedule. But yeah, no, like, yeah, so that.
Right, I've got 2 more personal questions left, and then what I do is ask somebody in the comments to give me one more question. And the first one I see, I'll say it out. But I've got 2 more questions. Who is your biggest support network of in your real life? Thanks, Pearl.
I'm fortunate. I've got a couple. I've got a couple. I won't pick up the phone to people and stuff when I'm in the mood and I'm not in that right place. And he's very much the same. But in regards to it, if one's all right and one's the other definitely 100%. He calls me more than I call him.
Is he a stalker?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm really bad. I'm really, really bad. Like for instance, I have many times throughout my history forgot to call my mum on her birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm shit like that. Like I'm dreadful like that. Like I'm good in the presence, in the present and in the moment. And if I'm there and I'm around, I'm good. But if I'm like, so for instance, because I'm doing the girls all the time and it's me and the girls all the time, like I forget everything. So it's kind of one of them. Yeah. So he's like, he's a lot more. He's the one I would say at this point in our lives who keeps that side of the family together. But in regards to friends, I've got like Bruce Wayne. I talk to him a lot. Like I talk to Jay, the guy who I play COD with, Quad Squad. Chat to him a lot. My daughter. Fucking.
You are quite family oriented, aren't you?
I think that's because when we was younger, we had this sort of snippet of both. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we first grew up and we was coming up, like we grew up in a very typically Irish style family. You get what I'm saying? So everybody was kind of dropped off at grandma's in the day while the parents worked, and it was always big family boxing days and stuff like that. And we had that for the first half of our lives. And then midway through, we just became very solo. Like it was just mum, dad, brothers, And then obviously between jail and then separate incidents and like fucking hell, we're brothers, man. We've not always been perfect. We fell out at different times and haven't spoke for periods of time. So then now that I'm older, I sort of try my best to. I don't know, man. It sounds quite selfish, but it's what works for me. Is that my family at home works well as long as I focus on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I can, I will always try. Like I spoke to my mum yesterday, but then prior to that, I probably hadn't spoke to her for a month and a half. Prior to that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's a lot to do with ADHD. When I lock into something, I lock into that, and that alone, and everything else around it can sort of get fucked in the politest way.
Do you think the younger generation now don't value family as much as we used to do back in the, well, not back, I'm not that old, but you know, in the younger years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, repeat that. My lighter took out. I missed it. Sorry, repeat that question.
I said, do you think the younger generation now don't value family as much as we used to do? Or because I have like family to a high regard, I don't think kids nowadays do.
I think things like social media made it a lot easier for people to sort of not do the physical. Like, so it's easy for you to FaceTime your mum and see her on a camera, and it's easy to call your mum or drop her a message, whether it be on Facebook or send some nice pictures over or whatever. So, I mean, because these different ways of sort of socializing, hence social media, have come about, I think it gives the generation below us, I think that generation has got used to being able to do everything on such a quick pace that like nobody really, like I remember having a conversation once with my daughter and saying to my daughter like, oh yeah, you can't go out to play today, and it's raining, yeah. And then she was looking at her phone and she was saying, yeah, but it's not saying it's going to rain. And we was going, yeah, it's raining, yeah. Like we was going, it's physically raining, and she was going, yeah, I know, but it doesn't say it's going to rain outside today. And I went, open your fucking eyes and look out the window. It's physically raining. Like, so I think this attachment to reality, and I think that become very dangerous.
Yeah.
Put out days where, like, so for instance, we took Gulliver's World over the Christmas holidays. And on those days when we took them there, it's like, yeah, now you leave your phone in the backpack. You like, I don't want to see you on that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we do. I do that a lot with Mia. Now she's 13. She wants to live on her phone, but you have to take them away from that for them to have a sense of reality, not just on their phones all the time.
Yeah, no, it's even down to that, man. I could ground the kid. I could take money off the kid. I could do all of this stuff like it makes absolutely no difference. I try and take that phone and it's like Pookie trying to get her next fix. Do you know what I mean?
Not Pookie. Right, what's the deepest way love has changed you?
Oh, like my whole being.
Yeah.
Like, I used to love only me, yeah? Like, literally only me. And it was a way of coping. It was a way of, like, being able to survive. I spent I'd say from about 10 years old, I spent it in survival. Yeah? I think in the way that I was able to cope with those survival mechanisms was by taking away what conscience I had, yeah? So, like, I was able to, like, my mum could do something to piss me off, and if my mum did something to piss me off, that would then give me a justification to then, I'm going to go take some money, yeah? Or I'm going to go do this. And I was always able to be cool and just live like that and just sit at home like that and be like, yeah, I can get some sleep. Because I'd convinced myself, it's kind of the way that I do things on TikTok now almost, even when you think about it. Like, because I'll find somebody, for example, I don't know, the UK's hardest hairline, yeah, BJ and that, yeah. And because of his behavior and because of the way he is, I can then justify all of my bad behaviors that are about to come because of that, yeah. And then that means is going as far as talking about fucking digging up people's nans. Like, I don't give a fuck because I've justified it in my own head and I've made that like, you're scum, you deserve that, like, so bam, like, okay, now you're getting everything full neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think because I lived that way and I was that way for so long, when I had kids, it completely changed the structure of me and who I was. Like now I have a conscience and now I have shame. Like I had no problems meeting like seeing somebody that had seen me rob them when they were walking down the street. And I'd walk past and I'd still let on with no shits given. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I just didn't care. Where now, like the embarrassment and the shame and the all of that came from having girls. So and that all stems from love. So love changed my entire life. I'm a walking irony to the fact everybody always says like, oh, I never expected you to be like that. I'm like 6'6", 18 stone, bald head, tattoos on my fingers.
Yeah.
Like I get stopped because I get stopped. Do you know what I mean? I think that goes for everybody if you choose to, and a lot of that is my fault anyway because I still choose to. I'm a fucking 30-odd-year-old man who still dresses in tracksuits and fucking Air Max 95s and all that. So like, I think in that aspect, I can't expect any different. Almost. Thank you, Tatty.
We'll have all the Air Maxes.
Yeah.
Right. So the next series of questions are all TikTok related. So let's go. If you could pass one law, what would it be? Guys, we move past that now. We'll go next one.
No, I like that question. I want to answer that
Go
one.
on then.
I like that question. If you could pass one law, what would it be? But the one law that I would pass is that you weren't. Well, it's a sort of combine law. The law I would pass is that unless you have some proof of education, you are not allowed to post online and you are not allowed to vote.
Well, my daughter's dad, whilst he was in prison, changed a law in the UK. I'm not going to tell you which law, but it doesn't matter. Just because you're in prison, you can still make changes and be a better person. But I won't tell you what law because it'll tell you his name and everything. But it was about prison sentences. Right, TikTok. Most of TikTok gone then. Yeah, exactly, because they don't have a GCSE to rub together. Right. Have you ever been caught lurking on TikTok beef in comments?
Oh no, I'm open about it. If I'm in there, I'm laughing at you.
Yeah, he comes in and trolls us all the time.
Yeah.
Do you think people start drama on TikTok just to blow up?
Yeah, because I did it.
Or is that how you got as big as you are now?
Well, no. So I discovered two different ways of doing it. Right. I discovered that being in the middle of the beef and having my opinions on it, that gained a certain level of traction, but it wasn't a high amount. So it was like if I spoke about the beef or whatever, my videos were always guaranteed to be like 30, 40, 50K. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would always gain 500 followers off a video or something like that. Then I started to, I don't know, I've always had a thing, everybody in my life gets pissed off with me because I'm like this in real life. It's not just TikTok. Like for the last 3 to 4 weeks, I've spoke about nothing other than politics. So I hyper focus on stuff like that. So then when I started to see injustices and I started to see racism and I started to see begging and I started to see comment and stuff like that, when I started to speak about those injustices, then it was more of a wide scale interaction. And then as I started to educate myself more and put myself in positions where it was like, okay, now I understand international politics. Now I understand British politics. Now I can talk about the injustices on a mass scale. That was when I blew up.
Oh, interesting, guys. So you know what to do. Who is the messiest TikTok creator you secretly keep tabs on?
Who's the messiest that I keep an eye on?
Mm-hmm.
I don't do it no more, but I would say the one that always got me good views, and I hated him. I physically hated him. So I would wait for him to fuck up because he's disgusting and he's vile and he looks like a piece of shit, built like a Turkish delight, fucking, UK's hardest TikToker. I'd keep an eye on him, but that was, again, I think that was more to do with the fact that he'd had personal beef with my little brother as well. Like, everybody knows on here that I ride for my little brother, like, all day.
We
So
set
this fucking truffle dumpling scufflebutt is 100% the fucking tramp that I keep an eye on.
Do you still keep an eye on him now?
Nah, because he's irrelevant. It's like, he's fell off harder than anything.
Like his hairline.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but like, so I would say that was the person, because he was such a cunt. I always got sort of free reign where it didn't matter. I could physically go on the FYP and say I was going to dig up his nan and nobody would say a word to me.
Do you think people don't say a word to you because they're scared of you, or they know because you actually go and do it?
Yeah, no, but like, I didn't prove that. Xavier proved that, but at the same breath, we came from the same spot, and the amount of times that we phone each other and be like, shall we? People don't, there's many creators on here who don't know how lucky that they've been, that he's not been in the mood, or that I can't be asked, or Darius can't, like, do you know what I mean? Like, literally, we will go and do it. Zav always does it anyway. Like, he'll literally, somebody will say something to me in the comments and he'll be like, I'll fight you. And our Zav will be like, right, here's the car park. Get there at this time. And we're like, right, okay, we'll show up with, like, so I think that's the difference. I think enough people have learned that, like, unless you are about the action, don't pretend that you are. Because you're not going to come here, threaten somebody and have anybody run away. Like, you'll literally you'll get welcomed with open arms. Like, I'm a grown ass man that's a dad to kids. If I do it and I start it, I go to jail. If you come to me and start it, it's fun, innit? It's like, I can't get in trouble for you coming and starting some. So, like, yeah, I don't necessarily think it's that they're intimidated. I just think they know that it'll become very real very fast.
I think it would as well. Like, you don't fuck with Manchester boys. What's the wildest TikTok call out you've ever seen? Video you've ever seen?
The wildest TikTok call out video I've ever seen. Kev to DJ.
What did he do that?
Yeah. Only because that it wasn't like, it was wild at the desperation. Like, this guy has Sierra coming on his TikTok. This guy has Will Smith coming from the States and all this. And Kev thinks that, like, he's gonna, like the delusion's real. The delusion's so real. Like this guy has thousands of people turn up to watch him DJ on the street, and Kev thinks they've turned up to watch him on a box. Like, yeah, no, like, that was the wildest call out I've ever seen.
Do you think cancel culture...
As an honourable second, because it turned into something, Tommy No Neck and Kev was another good one, because it finished with Kev asleep. So I like that.
Tommy No Neck?
You don't know Tommy No Neck? Tommy No Neck's that guy who, like, he's blonde and he's got no neck. It's kind of in the name.
That is funny. I will search him after this.
Yeah.
I've only been on drama side of TikTok once I got pregnant, and I feel like I would have been out of this mess if I blame the baby, basically. Right?
Young Gary, I know it's Gavin, don't worry. That's it, he's Gary to me forever now.
He is going to be Gary now. Justice for Gav, guys. Do you think cancel culture on TikTok is real, or do people bounce back too quick?
Oh no, it's fucking real. You can't cancel somebody. People don't care. People don't have no shame. Like they tried to cancel Andrew Tate and they took his bank accounts and everything like that. Like, that's real. Google telling you can't use your fucking online bank statement, like, all this, that and the other. Like, that's real cancel culture. But nobody gets cancelled on TikTok. Jesus Christ. We've seen pedlos come back like, hi, have you all forgot what I've done? Like, you know what I mean? Mark Feely comes back. What are you telling me about cancel culture?
Honestly, it's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. Have you ever unfollowed someone because of TikTok drama?
Oh yeah, I unfollowed 150 people on the toilet the other day.
You do most of your, like, every time, guys, I share the live to him, he's always on the toilet.
I eat a lot. There's a lot of calories going into the you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot going in and there's a lot coming out. So
It's disgusting. He's always on the toilet, guys. They used to get to number 1 in the weekly rankings. Seriously, Jodie. Which side are you usually on, exposing receipts or keeping quiet?
oh no. Like, don't get me wrong, yeah. Like, if I haven't got receipts, then I keep quiet. But the second I've got receipts, I'm like a kid that's just found free sweets. Like, I'm running with that shit. Like 100%, I'm running with that. If I've got receipts on you and I can have an excuse to send you over to my Instagram, then I'm going to do it. So.
This one's, I think it's a bit deep. I didn't want to ask it, but I feel like there's a lot of women in my life, so I'm going to ask it. Do you think it's because you're a father of 3 girls that you stand so strong for women? And we've seen it recently with the Rebecca Goodwin stuff. Do you think it's that, or do you think that strived you more to talk about stuff like that and stand with Rebecca Goodwin and women, or is it because you know it's just wrong?
No. So first and foremost, let's have clarity. Like I said at the part of the interview, yeah, I said about rebalancing scales. Yeah, I wish I could tell you all that I was perfect my entire time and stuff like that. But when I first come out of jail, I was so insecure. I was so broken. The women in my life didn't feel safe around me. The women in my life weren't made to feel secure because I wasn't secure and I was insecure and I had a lot of issues going on with myself. And then as my daughters got older and I realized the struggles that they were going to face, and they were going to face men like how I used to be and stuff like that. I believe I have an understanding of it. And because I have an understanding of how going through the change works and how this narrative of men can't change is so false, there's a reason women choose the bear. And I got annoyed when that question was first initially asked, and people used to say like, oh, I'd pick the bear, and I'd be like, well, I'll never hurt you. Like, why would you pick the bear over me? And then I realized that it was down to me to change that narrative. And I think there's a lot of stuff combined with it. I mean, massively, I think the biggest percentage of my decisions in that area would be because I've got daughters. But I also at the same time realize that these young men that are navigating through life now are my daughter's future husbands. And I remember that everybody looked at me like I was a lost cause, and that didn't help. That it just didn't help. Nobody helped me figure out my insecurities. Nobody helped me figure out how to emotionally regulate. Nobody, because I was the write-off, because I was the guy who shouted at girls. I was the guy who was fucking not very nice. Nobody wanted to help me. And then that's why now I'm at a stage where I'm like, well, if we keep dealing with it in that sort of format, then we're going to keep ending up with guys only getting help after they've already created victims. Whereas if we give guys a safe space to come and talk about it and say, look, I argued with my girl and I felt like I was going to fucking pull her head off. Instead of judging and going, oh, you're a piece of shit. Let's teach him how to emotionally regulate and understand that that's not the correct way. It's good that you've come to it. It's good that you've acknowledged it, that you understand it. And I think it saves a lot of future scars if we break the taboo of talking about it, because that's the issue with it. People don't ever receive help until after the fact. And then it's too late, because you're left with emotional, physical, mental, all of them scars, man. It's all there and it's all left behind. And the only way you start to see those changes is by leaving another victim behind.
100%. And I just feel like I wish there was more men like you, because it's so hard to find men who actually care about what's happening in this world right now, because if there was more men like you, stuff like this wouldn't happen. It's just a shame.
But that's what it is. It's teaching. It's breaking the cycle. That's what it is. That's the basis behind it all, is that you have to break that cycle, because There's certain things that just don't work. And we've been running the same shit over and over again. And we've been doing it over and over again. And no matter how many times we try and we deal with it, we have to have these uncomfortable conversations. And if you don't have these uncomfortable conversations and you don't make it, you've just got to make yourself uncomfortable to get comfortable. And that's it. Like, definitely.
Oh, 100%. Thank you, everyone, for the gifts and stuff. Sorry, I don't like stopping when he's talking. What's one TikTok scandal you still think about? Thanks, Tatty.
One TikTok scandal I still think about. I don't know. I've got a nice, healthy level of narcissism. I don't. Like, I think about me and my own. Do you know what I mean?
Anthony Q Line was quite a big thing on this side of TikTok. Somebody's just put it there. I think it's more because he deceived a lot of us. Do you know what I mean? Even I gifted that quick.
I've got one that I do remember. It doesn't necessarily, it's not like it lives in my head rent free, but I remember it and I couldn't believe how low it was. And the guy's getting some bag on this live. I always remember Mr. TikTok taking money off people for homeless and tents. Yeah. And then nobody, like, I found video footage of him like telling a homeless guy he was going to give it him and then walking off and not giving him anything. And I think because I'd been homeless and I know how desperate you are and you'll fucking do anything for a fucking quid. Pause, not anything. But like, yeah, and I just remember that one. That one's a big one. And there's a new one about to come out now for anybody who's interested that I'm currently looking into. Does anybody ever remember that blue-eyed boy that looked like Ryan Snellings, whatever his name was? Yeah, I've just got a load of shit ton of receipts on this little fucker.
So is that actually what he did? Because I've always said to people, what has he done that makes him such a bad person? So that's what he did. He got money saying that he's going to give it to the homeless and never give it him.
Yeah. Well, no, it was a thing like that. The whole Mr. UK TikTok official thing, that's how it started. He used to go about the streets like a donut with his little can of Pringles on the side of his head, singing with his little fucking poster, yeah? But obviously, as everybody knows, he's shit at what he does. So then he was getting no traction at it because he's shit. So then he had to come up with this whole fucking scheme, and this whole scheme turned out to be like, it was like, give me money, I'll get tents, I'll get sleeping bags, we'll go out, we'll give these tents and sleeping bags to the homeless people, and we'll use it for clout and content. Like, I already don't agree with that as it is. When I see people like, oh, let's go take a, when I see people like, let's go take a homeless man for dinner for the day, there's something about me, I'm happy for the homeless man, but something inside me makes me feel really sick about it. I don't like it. I don't mind it when there's a guy on here called Zach Delaney, whatever, he's an American fella. He does it on a level where he gives people houses and he gives homeless people houses and cars and stuff like that. So when I see that stuff, you obviously have to create the content to be able to reward on such a large scale. So I do, like, I'm not against it if you're doing it to that much. But when you're going and giving somebody a fiver or you're going and giving somebody a tenner, yeah, and you're fucking filming it and shoving it in the fucking face. Like, you're literally taking the person's dignity for a tenner so you can come across online as a good person. And there isn't enough of a trade there to be able to do that, because I remember being homeless and I remember fucking eating out of fucking bins, and I would have been mortified as a big fucking grown man if somebody come and shoved the camera in my face to give me a fucking tenner to then put me online and just so they look like a good person, because online is forever, which means somebody, like, look at where I am now. Look at where I am now compared to where I was then. And if somebody had video footage of that going around online years later, it's not the most fucking...
Quite embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see embarrassing struggle, but I would be a bit like, oh, fucking hell, look at me. I look like a fucking crackhead. I'm fucking teeth are yellow, black, fucking this, that, and the other. Like, it's literally somebody at the lowest point. So for me, I have certain issues with it. So that's why I always had an issue with the way that Kev did things, because there's other ways to do it, man. I came up and I like many people do it. I came up on the, oh, yous are all tramps for battling and gifting and da 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 da. Yeah. And I very much came up on that thing, and then now I'm in a position 5 years later, ain't nobody's ever caught me in a battle once. And even if I wanted to change the narrative, I couldn't and I wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's different ways to come up, and the way that this guy came up was, in my opinion, the worst way. And then to get to the point that you're at, and then still be a dog shit person, like literally look like moss and weeds are growing on your face. Like you like the universe doesn't like you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one yeah, I
I've
remember.
never. I remember back when I was on Facebook days as well. I don't like that. Like, we've never, like, obviously in my religion we have to give like to charity and stuff, but I would never ever think of filming someone at their lowest just to put on some sort of social media and get a bit of traction with it. I just don't agree with it at all. I don't like it. I don't like seeing it. I do think it's like you're using a charity for some sort of gain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
no,
all.
facts, yeah, facts. Like I say, I think when there's levels to it, when you've got people who are doing it and giving people jobs that are changing people's lives, or you're giving people houses, or you're giving people actual stuff that it's like the trade is fair. Like when it's for your clout, it's just fucking gross.
Right, somebody's just asked, TG, can you ask Roadman about Ryan Snelling's What's the Latest? I don't know what that's about.
Now listen, you follow my videos and you wait for the videos like everybody else.
Yeah.
He's a peddler. He's a peddler.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He's been putting his hands in uncut pies.
Oh, right. Last TikTok question that's on here, but then I'll ask people in the comments. On our side of TikTok, you know, like my side of TikTok, I'm going to give you names, and you said the first thing you think about them. Yeah?
Right, I've got 5 minutes, so I've got to go and do a cake afternoon with my daughters. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Very gangster.
Did you like the song that I put on behind your video?
Yeah, I liked it. I did. I was feeling it. I liked it.
Right, misread. You can't think about it. It's quick.
Racist.
Angie.
Racist.
No.
All right. I'll change it. Second, alcoholic.
Luke the Judge. Torian.
No, he's all right. No, I take that back. Luke the Judge is all right. I like Luke the Judge. He's all right. He's not a bad guy. I know he's friends with Miss Red. Yeah, so that's where the comes from. But carry on.
Torian.
Oh, gee.
Zavi.
Jet stirrer.
Haley Comet.
I don't have. Yeah, news.
Top Girl.
Always begging for heartme's.
Yeah, I am. Send your fucking heartme's now. Deadro.
Nonce.
Michelle.
Scottish.
Okay, right. Guys, quickly in the comments, write. He's got to go. He's got 3 minutes. Write a question, and then he's got to go. We love a fuck EQ. What do you think of EQ?
I don't.
Oh, you don't think of it, guys.
No, there's certain areas, and there's certain people that I try not to step into.
Who's your best mate you made on the app?
On the app. Mm-hmm. Donovan and your favourite security.
Donovan and your favourite security. I don't know who that is, but I like the name Donovan because that's Mia's dad's name.
Yeah, no, he's both of them. They've had my back from the day I first started TikTok. Absolute legends. Ring me up and don't be trying to call my friend. Who's racist? Oh, you mean about Miss? No, listen, I don't get involved with that. In regards to the misread situation, I don't know enough about it, yeah. But I just know if I start seeing too many stories of people being brought up and going back and forwards and all this, that, and the other, I completely detach from them. I did the same thing. Like, I'm not being funny. I see people throwing shit back and forth. Oh, this person's racist. Oh, this person's done this person's that. I don't look into it. Yeah. I don't necessarily, if they're FYP people, I don't look into it. If I see something that looks remotely close, notice I've never made a video because I haven't seen the proof, but from the back and forths that I saw, it was enough to make me go, I
haven't seen any proof that Misred's a racist. Like, I love Misred. Angie is an alcoholic, guys. Right, one last question. I know you've got to go, but there's about 6 people who've said opinions on Shep. I don't know why they want opinion on Shep, but go ahead, Roadman.
Opinions on Shep. I don't know too much about Shep. I know that I've seen people be racist with Shep, and I've seen her respond in ways that are low, I suppose. But at the same point, I sort of like, if you come at somebody like that, I never judge somebody for coming at somebody really low. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's kind of one of them. But again, a lot of these people, let's just clarify with it, is a lot of these people that you all mention, I'm very open about it. If I have a story that I want to share, yeah, and Angel let me in her box, I'm more asked about getting my story out, yeah. So you might see me in Alex Brigham's box, you might see me in Angie's box, you might see me in these people's boxes or whatever. The people that are actually like my friends who I'll go in there and have a laugh, who I get on with, are like Alicia. I get on with Alicia. I get on with No Face. I get on with Torian. I get on with Paige. Like these, yeah, they're like, these are the people that I will go in alive and I'll have a look and stuff like that. I talk to, but anybody else, like I say, anybody who I've seen doing some fucking back and forth shit, 9 times out of 10, I'll just detach to those people. Do you know what I mean? My platform is more about what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to drive. And even if that person's my friend, for example, I used to get on with Zach the Brat. Yeah. I used to go in his box and I'd say hello to him or whatever. Once the incident happened, because I was his friend, I messaged him, told him what I felt about the situation, and then never put myself in the same room as him again. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I'll deal with it if I know a person. I never knew Miss Red or whatever. So when I saw videos going back and forth and stuff like that, I was just like, all right, do you know what? That's not for me. I'm all right. I won't do that. But yeah, that's about it.
Thank you, Roadman. Thank you so much. Thank you for actually taking the time out and saying straight away yes to an interview when I asked you. So thank you.
Yeah, no, of course, man. You know you're one of my G's, bro. You know this.
He loves me, all right?
One of my favourite muzzies, you know this.
I'm a muzzy!
Listen, love you loads, right? Thanks for having me. Yeah?
No worries. Bye.
Thank you.